Good, y'all. I'm Jerry, about to check out how The Rock versus Stone Cold saved the WWE. This video is by WWE Fanatic. Fanatic. The Rock and Stone Cold definitely simultaneously were two of the top stars in WWE or WWF at the time, back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And you never know who was bigger than who. Whenever they collided, it was always magic. The matches were so great. The 3 times they faced off at WrestleMania and on other pay-per-views and other shows was always a classic, man. So we about to hop into this video, man. Let's go. What The Rock is cooking.
With 1 beer,
2 beers,
3 beers.
Rock versus Austin. It's a rivalry that's
that WrestleMania 17 match was
and it came
incredible.
At the perfect time. The company was in a bit
The
of a
19 match that they had was pretty good.
The scandal had left a bad taste in fans' mouths, and the rise of WCW had left Vince McMahon scrambling to keep up. But then, these two larger-than-life wrestlers burst onto the scene and set the whole wrestling world on fire. Their feud defined an era of pro wrestling, and is without a doubt the greatest rivalry the business has ever seen. Now, some could argue that the seeds for this epic rivalry were planted long before these two even crossed paths.
Really?
Based on how they each broke into the business and the WWE. Steve Austin was already a seasoned pro by the time he arrived in the WWE.
That's true.
Coming up through the territories
Came from
and eventually making
ECW
it big at
and
WCW. But he was creatively stifled and underused. So he took a risk and left the safety of his job to spend time in ECW before finally getting his chance to shine in the WWE. Meanwhile, The Rock was a failed football player who turned to wrestling to pay his bills. He used his father's influence in the business to get a tryout with the WWE and was quickly signed as a hot prospect. The earliest version of The Rock, known as Rocky Maivia, didn't exactly scream megastar in 1996.
It didn't.
But The Rock knew
They hated
he
him.
had what it took to be a superstar and was determined to make it happen. Now, by late 97, Steve Austin had managed to escape the clutches of the $1 Million Corporation and was making waves with his brand new persona, Stone Cold. His breakout moment came after his King of the Ring victory in 96, and the following
That's when it set the tone for him.
Catapulted him to a whole other level of stardom.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring.
On the other side of the spectrum, Rock had taken a different route to the top. His early attempts to win over fans with his wholesome Rocky Maivia persona fell flat, but he found new life as a member of the villainous Nation of Domination stable. Rock and Austin's paths collided when they both set their sights on the Intercontinental Championship. After capturing the strap for a second time from Owen Hart at Survivor Series 97, Austin was ambushed by The Rock and his Nation of Domination crew, leading to the Brahma Bull stealing the title from the Rattlesnake just 8 days later. But their paths were destined to cross again, and it all came to a head on December 7th at the Generation X In Your House, where Austin emerged victorious, reclaiming his Intercontinental title. During this time, Austin's now legendary rivalry with Vince McMahon was just starting to heat up, and Stone Cold knew he had bigger fish to fry than the Intercontinental Championship. So, in a moment that has gone down in wrestling history, the Rattlesnake threw the belt into the New Hampshire River, forfeiting the title and setting his sights on his boss. Meanwhile, the Great One was climbing the ranks of becoming a force to be reckoned with. He became Intercontinental Champion for the second time and held onto the belt for over 8 months, the longest reign with the title for nearly a decade.
For over 8 months?
Austin continued his ascent to becoming the biggest star in the industry, facing Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 to win the WWF Championship. For much of '98, Austin would further his feud with Mr. McMahon and the corporation. In September 1998, both The Undertaker and Kane pinned Stone Cold simultaneously in a triple threat match, leaving the title vacant. So, at Survivor Series that year, a tournament was held to crown a new champion. Austin was eliminated from the tournament in the semifinals by Mankind after Shane McMahon refused to count to 3. This led to Mankind facing off against The Rock in the finals.
So that's how The Rock became
the bell as the
youngest
held his opponent in the sharpshooter. despite Mankind never tapping out. And just like that, The
That's how he
Rock
became the
captured
youngest
his first ever
WWE champion.
WWF Championship, while also turning heel in the process and aligning with the corporation. As Vince McMahon's corporate champion, The Rock became the company's top heel, and went on to trade the belt back and forth in a memorable feud with Mankind. Meanwhile, Austin was hot on the heels of the corporation, and his path was inevitably going to cross with The Rock's. In 1999, Austin aimed to reign the WWF Championship by winning the Royal Rumble, but McMahon had other plans. As the last two men standing, The Rock distracted Austin, allowing McMahon to eliminate him and steal the victory. Putting the opportunity for a WWF Championship match at WrestleMania on the line, Austin and McMahon faced off in a steel cage match, but interference from the debuting Big Show led to Austin's victory. The Rock and Austin met in the main event of WrestleMania 15 after a hard-hitting bout with tons of heat and interference. Stone Cold finally dethroned The Rock with a little help from Mankind to win his third WWF Championship. The Rock failed to reclaim the title at the following month's Backlash event. This would be the last time the two men would cross paths for nearly 2 years.
For real?
Then came the 2001 Royal Rumble, once again merging their paths. Stone Cold won the Royal Rumble and guaranteed him a shot at then WWF champion Kurt Angle. However, in February at No Way Out, The Rock defeated the Olympic hero to win the belt for a record 6th time, setting up a WrestleMania rematch with the Rattlesnake. To add an extra dimension to the rivalry, McMahon appointed Deborah, Austin's wife, as The Rock's manager in the lead-up to the showcase of the Immortals. On the March 12th episode of Raw, Deborah entered the ring to tend to The Rock, who was trapped in Angle's ankle lock during a rematch between the two. Angle then placed her in the ankle lock, which caused Austin to storm to the ring, level Angle, and then dish out a stunner to The Rock. The Great One retaliated the following week when Austin made his way to the ring during The Rock's match. He found himself on the receiving end of a rock bottom. With the stakes more...
It was a good old day. Look how sold out that arena is.
Anticipation was at a fever pitch leading up to the April 1st rematch on the grandest stage of them all. As the bell rang, Stone Cold and The Rock locked up in a classic babyface versus babyface matchup, with neither man able to put the other away. The intense brawl was
all-time classic match,
keeping fans on the edge of their seats. However, the match took an unexpected turn when Vince McMahon strutted to the ring and handed Austin a chair. The Rattlesnake, who had always been known to go against the grain, sold out to McMahon to beat his longtime rival and reclaim the title. It was a shocking moment that left fans stunned and divided. The Rock refused to lie down and fought back with everything he had left. But in the end, he was pinned by Austin. After the match, the Rattlesnake and the chairman shook hands and shared a beer, something that fans never thought they would see. After WrestleMania 17, Austin and The Rock met again on the next night's Raw in a steel cage match, which Austin won with some help of his new heel ally, Triple H. After this match, the two rivals then went their separate ways, with The Rock taking a break from wrestling to pursue a career in Hollywood. Meanwhile, Austin went through a turbulent period that included a heel turn and joining the ill-fated WCW invasion before eventually storming out of the company in 2002 after a disagreement with McMahon. However, both legends would return to the WWE in February 2003. The Rock is now an entitled movie star who claimed he had only come back to beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania. In the weeks leading up to the match, The Rock played the cowardly heel, while Austin was once again the badass redneck. After collapsing at a hotel the night before WrestleMania, Steve Austin was rushed to the hospital, and it became clear that this would be the Rattlesnake's last ever match. Until 2022, of course. On Mania night, Austin entered the ring with OMR stitched onto his iconic vest to mean one more round, as the two went toe-to-toe for the final time in Seattle. The match itself was a classic and potentially the best wrestling match of the trilogy. The Rock finally pinned Austin after delivering 3 rock bottoms, before leaving the ring to let Austin savor the moment. And just like that, along with the era of wrestling that it helped usher in.
Alright, y'all, great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.